Hi friends, today we're going to be working with subtracting 100s. Okay, so similar to when we added 100s and we just had to worry about our hundreds place, it's going to be the same in this lesson. We're just going to be working on subtracting them. Okay, so open up to page 419 in your book to follow along with the lesson. Okay, so there are 400 steps in my school. My class decided to walk up all of the steps. We have walked up 300 steps already. How many steps do we have left? Okay, so we're going to draw this picture with base 10 blocks, and then we're going to figure out how many are left. Okay, so with our base 10 blocks, so we have 400 steps in the school. So we're just going to draw 400 flats because there's 400s in this number, and there are no zero, or there's no tens or ones in the different places. So we just have 400s. Okay. So they walked up 300 steps already. Remember with subtraction, you cross out what you're using. So 300s are gone. And it wants to know how many are left. And look, how many do we have left? 100 flat, which means we have 100 steps. So this is showing that 400 minus 300 is 100. Okay? So pretty simple, not too tricky of a subject. So you can use basic subtraction facts to help subtract hundreds. So find 500 minus 300. Okay, so helpful hint, you know that 5 minus 3 is 2, so you know 500 minus 300 is 200. So think about just like what we did with our hundreds. If we knew, what 5 plus 3 is, then we would know what 500 plus 300 is. Because remember, with those zeros in those other places, those aren't going to change. Okay, so as you can see, we had 500 minus 300 equals 200. So just 500s minus 300s equals 200s. So 500 minus 300 is 200, right? So not too tricky. So we have 800 minus 100. Well, I can either think, okay, what's 100 less than 800? 700. Or I can think 8 minus 1 is 7. So then 800 minus 100 is 700. Okay? 200 minus 200? It's going to be 0, right? Because anything taking away its whole, the same number is going to be 0. Alright, so that's when it's like that side to side. Even when it's lined up, there's zeros in all the places in the ones and tens like that, you only have to worry about the hundreds. So 700 minus 100, it's the same as saying 6, or 7 minus 1 is 6, so it would be 600. Okay, if you want to do it like going through the places, just like with addition, you always start with the ones. Remember, always start with the ones. So I could say 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, 4 minus 2 is 2, so I would know 400 minus 200 is 200, okay? But you see how it's a little more, it takes a little bit longer because you're going through the steps when you don't really have to do that because you can see that there's going to be zeros. 500 minus 100, what's 100 less than 500? 400, right? All right, and the last one, 700 minus 300 is going to be 400 because I know that 7 minus 3 is 4, okay? So pretty similar, you're just taking them away this time instead of just adding them together like we did with our addition chapter. So it says, what subtraction fact can you use to find 900 minus 800? Well, I see a 9 and an 8, so I could say, what subtraction fact can I use to find it? 9 minus 8 equals 1, so 900 minus 800 is going to be 100. Okay, so pretty simple today. Draw pictures if you need to, but you're just going to go through and practice, and it's really kind of working with your other skills as well. 8 minus 3, 3 minus 1, those kinds of things. And then you do have some problem solving to kind of apply it to more real life context. And then homework, you're going to do the same thing for credit, turning in those answers and using the brain builders as well. Okay, so think about it in relation to that addition and work on focusing on just the hundreds place, because if there's zeros in the ones and zeros in the tens, they're not going to change. So it's easier to think of those one number problems. Okay, so do your best with this and have a great rest of your day.